Hey YouTube, hey Twitch, hope you guys are doing well. So today we are discussing something that is one of those things I hate as being necessary. Because basically I've explained enough with things like dating rules and fucking other shit in my first long rant about politics that fucking... It's annoying I have to explain this, but I was watching a Nux Taco video. And he complained that human rights were made up by liberals to take money from you. And I was like, great, someone's ruined the concept of what human rights are supposed to be. So now I have to fucking discuss for like an hour with such epic level semantics to make dating rules look like fucking normal. This is gonna be even more cringe for how fucking much I have to outline what your life is supposed to be like and shit. Alright, first of all, we start with the basics. You're not supposed to get abused on a regular basis. Human rights are plain and simple. First of all, we have autonomy of ourselves. We're allowed to choose for ourselves where we want to eat, drink, or even where we sleep at. And the only exception to that is, quite honestly, if you don't have the legal privilege to be in that room, or if you don't have the money to buy that item, even then you're supposed to be able to get food and water, else we have a starving person dying on the street, which we do have things like charity and stuff, so eventually you can figure out if charities are real and things like food giveaways are real. It's not perfect, but we live in a society where charity's real to an extent, as long as that's real and the fucking church isn't fake or something in that regard. So fucking, alright, what other human rights do we have? Obviously you have the right to decide who you date, who you hang out with, and being able to say no to stuff like someone putting their dick in your mouth or something. Fucking, alright. Human rights also mean that you're allowed to be your own person. You're allowed to have your own personality, your own opinions. You're allowed to control how you look to an extent. The worst I can say that I have to limit you on that is you're not allowed to change your skin color and be transracial. That's probably annoying to people. You are allowed to try to be a different gender. I don't care. We're allowed to try and be trans to me. Let's see, fucking... you have the right to breathe air, obviously. No need for some autistic businessman to try to copyright oxygen. We're allowed to breathe the air. We're allowed to breathe the air. We're allowed to purchase anything that anyone should reasonably be able to purchase that's legal, such as a car, food, liquor, and if weed's legal, we can buy weed too. Fucking, yeah, you're allowed to buy pills if the pills are legal. Even if it's something a bit weird, like a fucking opiate, as long as your doctor prescribes it to you, at least, you're allowed to get it. You just have to get a doctor's prescription for anything that's weird, like fentanyl or fucking opium. So good luck with that. Hope you actually have a genuine injury to get your opium. That's the only way you're going to get it in a real world. That's run by a real America. Let's see, what else? We're allowed to walk as we please to a major extent. The only thing I have to say is there are loitering rules, which obviously I'm bored enough to admit we violate them sometimes here at this McDonald's with how long my streams are, but I don't care. Literally, the loitering rules are supposed to be 20 minutes in any business property, then you can leave, then you have to leave by law, or else they can try to make the cops arrest you or at least fine you. What else? Let's see. You are allowed to, basically... Supposed to be able to do a lot without getting fucking abused or something because someone's a dick and wants to regulate something, which for now Ms. 5, we're doing the most basic privileges ever because the chemists were autistic in my town this year. You're allowed to talk as much as you want. Even if it's just something dumb like talking to this stream right now, I'm allowed to talk. I'm allowed to try to make friends. I'm allowed to try to get a girlfriend or boyfriend. I'm allowed to fucking breathe air. I'm allowed to go into this McDonald's and buy a fucking sandwich. I have the money. I'm not supposed to get regulated anything that's fucking annoying. I'm supposed to have these privileges. Nothing's supposed to get regulated as that fucking common. I'm supposed to be able to get McDonald's 5 times a fucking week if I feel like it. And if I have the money. You're not supposed to steal it. You're supposed to buy it. Let's see, what autistic things do I have to explain because the chemists suck this fucking year. We're allowed to use cash. They're scared of cash because it touched too many fucking hands. I'm still allowed to use cash. I don't care what those faggots say. I'm allowed to use cash. I'm allowed to use my debit card too because I'm scared of that too. And the same with the phone. We're basically scared of things that touch too many things. They want you to throw them away and abandon them. I'm not abandoning my fucking phone. Go fuck yourself. What else do I have to explain? I'm allowed to sweat. They were scared to sweat because they're autistic chemists. Same with spitting too much. They were scared to spit because they're faggots. What else? Let's see. Let's switch gears a bit soft. And we gotta go with the one human regulation that's like actually super required. We're all required to get jobs eventually and do that to pay for bills and shit. We're all required to get jobs in humanity. We all have to get jobs. It's how capitalism works in America. Go make this place communist Russia and see if you can get welfare all day without a fucking job. We're in capitalism. We have jobs in capitalism. We're all supposed to get jobs. That's the one real requirement all humanity has. You're supposed to get a job to pay your bills so you have a house and stuff. Otherwise, you just end up a thief to try and circumvent that. Then you're annoying, and we all shoot at you when we're bored. Or something. Anyway, that's like literally the one real human thing I have to tell you. It's a requirement besides stuff that's basic and illegal. What you guys know the legal system is, you guys can fucking pretty much guess everything. You know what the legal system is supposed to be. Provide with basic things are like supposed to be fucking required for humans. Let's go so autistic it's fucking sad. You're required to fucking clean yourself, including wipe your ass. You're required to eat food and drink water. That's how you survive. Don't be a fucking faggot. You can try and avoid with a liquid-only diet if you want. You'll probably fail because you get bored of only drinking Gatorade or something. Fucking what else? What else is it that's required for humans? It's required to pay taxes to an extent. It's debatable on that one. But the main reason we pay taxes is to avoid stuff like in winter plowing the roads of snow. The reason you have to deal with that is because basically, do you want to deal with having to plow all the roads to get to your job? Let's say we have to go from this McDonald's to my old ThyssenKrupp all the way down that Lynch Road over there about a mile away. If no one was helping because the government wasn't real, we didn't pay taxes that year, the town would at best have to team up and, oh, wait, that's not fucking real. We all know human kindness is not fucking real. It's yourself. You by yourself are going to plow all the roads to get to your job. The town's not going to fucking help you. It's not. It's not. I don't care what the fucking church says. They're lying. The town is not going to band together to plow the roads by themselves. That's bullshit. They have to pay a company to do that. They're fucking lying to you. Literally, it's a lie. We all know it's a lie. Human kindness is not so real. You can get the roads plowed with snow without paying someone. That's why we pay taxes for stuff like that. Alright, what else? Let's see, human rights we're supposed to be able to have. I basically have to go fucking tell autistic chemists to fuck themselves a lot on this fucking list. Because I wish it was, we're going to go touch on the next talking one, which made me mad. Because that was what started this conversation. No one is allowed to take money from you unless it's for a service that you paid for, such as buying a cheeseburger, getting your trash taken by the local city or something, or fucking it's just something we all agreed to, like paying your rent. No one's allowed to rob you unless fucking you owe them something. And then even then, it has to be government approved for them to take your money or some shit. They have to win a court case 9 times out of 10 to fucking be able to take your shit. Literally. The only other time was when you need to pay taxes, which even then the IRS does not automatically deduct money from your fucking taxes. So no one can rob you if the IRS can't even take your money right now when you owe them money. And that's a fact. I actually know that. I learned that from my fucking President of Anarchy roleplay, where I was mad at the IRS because they weren't taking money from the fake billionaires in the RP. Turns out the IRS doesn't have the fucking right to deduct money from your bank account. So, if the IRS can't fucking do it when they owe you money, why can't anyone else rob you? No one else is allowed to rob you if the IRS fucking can when you owe them money. Anyway, freaking, what else do I have to say? We now yell at autistic chemists again and say, first of all, we're allowed to wear any clothes we want, any color we want, because fucking they were so autistic this year, they wanted to regulate clothing to do something dumb, which, was super cute to an extent. They wanted us to do white and purple and beige. Wait, no, what was it white? No, it was white, pink, and beige, or white, purple, and beige. I mean, it's a cute combo at least, but they wanted everyone to wear it that's white and black. And while fucking, for some reason they excluded Mexicans. Mexicans were allowed to just wear green. They were supposed to wear the Mexican flag colors. It's a really stupid chemist day of why the fuck is autistic chemist telling me what colors I'm supposed to wear. You're allowed to wear any colors you want, any fabrics you want. Fucking even wear your bed sheet for all I fucking care. Fucking, oh wait, there is actually a regulation we have on that to an extent. Inside your home, this doesn't matter as much, but when you're out in public, you're not supposed to walk around like a slut. Now, there are two reasons for that. One is kids are around. I don't need them fucking seeing titties and ass. They're a child. I don't need a fucking 9-year-old sex drive activating, or I have to explain why their penis got hard. I don't want to deal with that conversation because you fucking walked around like a slut. And number two, it's because honestly, rapists have a point sometimes. When you just dress slutty enough, you look like you're asking for it. Literally asking at least for a date, if not to get someone's dick in your ass. Literally, so fucking, we're gonna violate the formality rules from my fucking, from the fucking rules of whatever video. I think it was social etiquette. Fucking don't show titties and ass. Don't wear clothes that are so tight they can see your ass. Fucking form and shit. Because the sexier you look, the more rapists are right about you're fucking asking for it. You're asking to try to get fucked. That's annoying. Alright, fucking, well, I know it's annoying to say that, but that's what I'd regulate things on, because fucking, you know, sex appeal, too much sex appeal causes problems, because mainly it's the rapist argument, and saying if they look too sexy, they're trying to get fucked. And honestly, they're all right about that at least. I don't want to get raped, but I won't lie. If I show up looking good at a place, it's because I was trying to get a girlfriend or boyfriend. No denying that. Won't lie, I'll let you be a bit lax with your sex appeal if you know it's adults only at a party or something, but if there's going to be children around, especially if you're just walking in public like I am today, just outside this McDonald's, don't show up looking too sexy. You're lucky I'll even let you wear tight pants. Don't show up with your cleavage out. That's annoying. That's basically like fucking showing off your titties without nipples. Alright, anyway. What else do I have to say? Literally, I'm thinking, fucking, oh, there's a quick human right. We're allowed to do drugs to an extent. It's based on what's regulated though, which for America, what's most common is, liquor is obviously illegal everywhere. Cigarettes are legal everywhere. You get a bit by on weed every now and then. My state is legalized on weed. Fucking, it's debatable though. They were fucking autistic chemists this year over smoke. Which is why I have to explain this to you. The autistic chemists were mad because too much smoke like erodes the chemistry of the room. Because the THC particles ruin the paint job or something. Or fucking cause a weird grape chemical to form on the wall. Everyone gets scared of the THC on the wall because they're autistic losers. We're allowed to smoke. I'm allowed to drink beer and wine and shit. You're allowed to be a drug addict as long as it's by your own habit. That is when there's a rule that people are not required to get you drugs. Which I know is annoying because I said starving people can get their food and water. They're allowed to get that. You are not allowed to fucking beg people to give you drugs. No. I'm just giving him a sec. Someone's coming through on the phone. Anyway, as I was saying, no one is required to buy you drugs. You are supposed to get your own drugs, which I'll give you a quick tip if you've paid attention this far. For me to get stuff like my weed and whatever I feel like, I use this app called 5surveys.com. It's literally just plain and simple. The tagline might as well be 5 surveys. You get done, you get $5. That's really good in this town at least because there's $5 joints in stores in this town. Such as at the Danville Grocery down the street, the One Stop Tobacco, and the Smoke Haven on the other end of town by the library in downtown. $5 joints in 3 spots. Pretty decent, especially when 5 surveys gives you $5. There's also game testing apps too, which our YouTubers are beginning to promote them. I've seen Nux Talk who promote freecash.com, which I will vouch for Free Cash. I like Free Cash. Free Cash was a good game testing app. I like that app. It's just survey apps are faster because fucking game testing takes too long to get to the big payouts. It's only really good for making change really fast. 5 surveys is when you want to make $5 in under 8 hours. Literally, if my current pace is like I get $5 within 2 hours lately, It used to be like once an hour I'd get $5, but not gonna lie, I've gone really hard on surveys this year to where like I'm running to the point to where I'm like at the point of redoing a lot of surveys. The surveys are admitting to me I've redone that survey. It's getting annoying. I'm even running out of surveys sometimes. I've done so many surveys. I've been regularly doing surveys since fucking like March. So 4 months straight of doing surveys. Wait, 5 months, because like in March, April, May, June. We're on 5. We're on month 5 straight of doing like 5 surveys at least once a day. If not, going through a binge of surveys to get a vape, because I was bored to get a weed vape sometimes. Literally, it will take hours on end. It took me like 8 hours to get to $20. I know, it's very sad. That's why we all need jobs still. Yep. Anyway, let's see. What other human rights are we allowed to have? Another autistic chemist one. I'm allowed to do stuff like smell those flowers and stand by them if I feel like it. That's right, the chemists were that bad that year. I have to tell you, I'm allowed to fucking stand by flowers and fucking smell a flower. It's that fucking sad and annoying this year. We're allowed to drive a car or walk to work. Literally, I'm allowed to walk to work. That's like the biggest debate in this fucking has been going on for too long. Literally, they are like annoyed about walkers. I used to think it was just because people are fat and they just want people to autistically be in cars so no one's boss can dig them down and be like, you're only 40 minutes away from work, come to work. Turns out they're also scared of fucking chemistry and a fucking 2-block walk. Because, I don't know, basically, the pattern is basically represented in this little area. We have the flowers, we have the concrete, a red dye in a building, there's some white from another paint, there's a pipe, there's random cars around, there's the grass, there's the road. All that different elements and shit, because each of these different materials is basically different elements. Someone autistically scares the chemist so hard, everyone runs away crying because they don't want to deal with the chemistry of walking for at least 2 blocks, let alone 2 miles to walk to work because they're fucking losers. Literally, they're just scared of the chemistry because they're fucking losers. They're scared of it because of stuff like a tingle in their butt when they walked by a flower and nothing else happened. They didn't even get a fucking pimple. They smelled a tingle in their butt. They're fucking weak like that in this town. It's really fucking annoying. Alright, what else? Oh, wow, this is gonna be a really sad one. You guys are gonna, like, really hate me for clarifying this and just hoping my talent's fake and I'm just making stuff up. We're allowed to shit and piss and puke if it's necessary. You're not supposed to autistically puke like a fucking murder attack or whatever, and same with shitting and pissing, but like you're allowed to shit and piss and puke. You're allowed to sweat. You're allowed to bleed blood if someone wounds you. Yeah, it's that fucking sad this year. I have to tell you, you have the right to your bodily fluids. It's that fucking sad this year. Alright, what else? Now let's switch up a bit. Let's switch into human regulations. What's supposed to be regulated as a human being? The main things that's supposed to be regulated is things that we're supposed to consume or deal with on a regular basis, which, for things we consume, the most obvious one are drugs, because we gotta make sure the things we smoke and drink are safe and only get you high and doesn't fucking turn your belly or lungs into a bomb or a poison gas chamber of sadness. We have to regulate things that we consume on a regular basis, such as food and water. That's the main other thing. We have to make sure our surroundings are safe enough to where a normie like me, a non-autistic chemist who's scared of a walk, can fucking walk around without feeling something like a taser when they fucking walk by something. Because I dealt with that a bit this year. It was fucking annoying. We're not going to talk about it because no one believes that's real. I've dealt with fucking annoying properties that year. That annoying enough shit, it was actually pretty corrosive. It was fucking annoying. This place isn't that corrosive though. I feel great. They are autistic about this spot. I am fine. Anyway, is there anything else I need to explain? Fucking for human rights, everything has to be consensual to like a pretty much near guaranteed extent. Like basically there's like nothing that can be unconsensual with a human right besides Honestly, it's not really so unconsensual. I'm supposed to like beat you up and force to bathe you, but real human requirements, really, besides having to have a job, is you have to have good hygiene, including wiping your own ass. I know it's sad I clarify that, but you have to make sure you wipe your own fucking ass. Fucking make sure to literally fucking just like clean yourself at least. I don't want a fucking smelly person around. We're all supposed to have jobs. Fucking for the sake of going into like the sadness, if you're raising a family, you must support your family, even the children. I know it's fucking annoying because children can't have jobs, so they're extra mouths to feed that can't support you. Unless you do something rude and mean, like fucking force them to do game testing or surveys all day on a fake account. You're supposed to feed your children. You're supposed to teach them how to fucking be human too. I know it's fucking annoying because everyone thinks a child should be able to learn things through osmosis, just watching things happen. You're, you're supposed to teach your children things like how to clean a house, how to bathe, how to fucking even fight to an extent. I wouldn't recommend teaching them how to kill people, but basic boxing lessons would be great. Probably teach them how to do a few good kicks too. Definitely required to feed your kids and give them water too. And you also should, to a major extent, have to entertain your children and your family. Literally, bare minimum for that is you get Wi-Fi, get them fucking Netflix and Hulu, and then you're good. Just fucking get a family package of that stuff. And let them watch YouTube too. And honestly, hope they get addicted to YouTube because then you can just fucking slide off on a subscription probably if YouTube is based. Because I'm so addicted to YouTube, I don't even need Netflix or Hulu. You might get lucky with that eventually. I don't know. Kid YouTube kind of sucks. Fucking, I don't know. I don't care for kid YouTube. I like at least like teenage level YouTube or like the edgelord stuff with adults, like Oni plays. Stuff like that is what makes YouTube based. Because we get unique, edgy people doing like doing comedy that isn't always just fucking normie shit or something Kevin Hart would talk about. I like hearing people roast a locale with Oni plays. Anyway, let's see, what other human rights do I need to clarify? This will probably betray my rules of aesthetic for climate change from my last video, but I'm gonna say we're allowed to like have the aesthetic of a room or building be anything we want as long as we own the building. I don't like HOA. HOA is annoying. I don't like how they regulate us. I would not fucking let HOA regulate us that hard unless we're trying to fight off global warming. Then I might allow it if we all agreed to fight off global warming with whatever we were doing so we had the rest of our lives, such as being able to cook out, being able to fucking smoke, drink water as we please, drive cars as much as we want. I might be willing to heavily deal with stuff like, for example, the worst one, wearing only black and blue clothes. Why? Because then we get all our other privileges without having to worry about stuff like I can't cook out more than once a year. I can't drive my car for more than 5 miles a day. I would be willing to make sacrifices like wearing only blue and black clothes if people would shut up about global warming with other things like driving a car too hard. Literally, like, I'd be willing to make that sacrifice if we at least had the ulterior motive of solving global warming or something. Otherwise, unless we're saving the planet with it, shut up. I better be doing something based if I get regulated into something wearing only blue and black clothes. Otherwise, shut up. You have to tell me we're being based if we're regulating into that. It's just aesthetic otherwise. I don't like aesthetic and fashion being regulated unless we're doing something based with those regulations. Like, again, lowering the temperature of the planet so that we can do more things like drive cars all day. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's a fucking sad one I have to clarify for fashion. I'm allowed to wear things like these arm sleeves. I know, it's fucking so sad I have to clarify I'm allowed to wear sock gloves or these fucking sleeves, which my mom got me, which are higher quality. I honestly like them more than the sock gloves. They are much better. They're probably gonna be my main sleeves now. I'll probably at least revisit the fucking blue glove and the fucking Freddy Krueger glove because those are just great for aesthetic. My other socks are lame compared to these, let's be real. They are just going to be there when I'm bored and maybe for winter sock gloves because they are cotton. They're like thick cotton. These are nylon. These are definitely more for summer and when it's a bit hot, but I feel like being stylish. Or even in this cool weather too, because it keeps you cool and stuff. It's just basically sock gloves. Who cares about that? We're moving on. Let's see. What else? Uh, what other human rights do I need to fucking clarify? You're allowed to have pets. As you see, there's some loser child trying to say running causes earthquakes. We have to fucking deal with that. It's really annoying. People are scared of vibrations in this town really hard to where that child might be being serious about he's scared of earthquakes happening because of people running. He's pretty dumb to me because cars are way heavier than a human being. In fact, it's really funny. If you vibe with a simulation of a car, it really becomes apparent that tires are dragging the Earth's plates around to where its caused effects that are really interesting. My favorite interesting one is the most annoying one, but I think it's cool. The town has basically stretched out similar to like the universe constantly expanding because these cars are basically pulling the Earth forward, at least with the roads and stuff, and basically the whole planet eventually, just by driving back and forth. And there's nothing really pinning anything down besides at best a sidewalk in the road. And it doesn't work well enough for things not to get stretched apart. And nothing happens. There's no earthquakes. He's just dumb. Literally, he's just a weakling. And that's how autistic chemists are. They're like fucking weak children who think running causes an earthquake. It's really fucking annoying. Anyway, what else? What else do I have to say about human rights? What else needs to be regulated? Let's go with that. I'm bored of trying to declare your basic human rights. I explained so much with this one in social etiquette. It's like I basically outlined so much shit with social etiquette alone. It's like this video doesn't even seem necessary. But I have to explain it. Because humanity is so annoying and sad this year, I have to explain what human rights are supposed to be. Things that should be regulated are also your workplace to a major extent. Obviously, when it comes to social etiquette, making sure no one's like sexually harassing or abusing each other, that's necessary. Making sure no one's trying to be a rapist in the workplace is necessary. They're allowed to regulate your uniform. I know that's annoying to me as a fashionista even, but I'm bored too many you're supposed to represent your company. And it helps with capitalism because it makes it obvious who's the worker, so that it makes it obvious when you wear a uniform in a workplace, so you know who a worker is, so people know who to get help from when you're in that business. Well, that's why uniforms are required, so you can actually help your customers well. I know that's annoying if you don't want to help customers and just want to stock shelves all day or whatever, but if you actually care about helping the customer, uniforms are very useful. Yeah. Wearing a name tag helps too, just so people know your name, so they know who you are, so no one has to memorize your name. Yeah, what else? I'm thinking... oh yeah, here's another human right privilege, which I know sadly annoy everyone for me admitting it to you. Because I know you're thinking, why do you have to mention this? Can't that just be one of those invisible rules we all know is just there? You don't have to autistically admit this to me because everyone sucked this year. No, I must admit it to you. We're allowed to have a garden at our home. The only reason you wouldn't be allowed to do that if you don't own your property and your landlord says no, which is annoying, but when it comes to renting rules, you have to abide with what your landlord says. I know that sucks, but you don't own your property. If you owned your property, I'd let you gladly have a garden, but if you don't own your property, it's your landlord's rules every time. I know that sucks, but that's the truth. Yeah. You know what? Here's a human thing I want regulated so that fucking society doesn't fall apart. No paying for things with sex. Literally, I don't want a sex anarchy society where we just pay for everything with blowjobs and anal. That gets fucking annoying. No making purchases with sex. Only cash. Only cash, only money. No sex favors to fucking get shit, because that doesn't fucking push my business along ever, unless I'm running a brothel. Even then, it doesn't pay the rent, keep water in the fucking pipes, keep my electricity on so I'm not getting a blowjob in the dark, and shit like that. We pay things with cash in this society. Cash. Cash only, because that's what moves the world around, is cash. Your pussy can't fucking keep my water on. Anyway. So no paying for things with fucking sex. We are a cash only society. Besides bartering, which I don't want to barter with sex. I will let you barter with products though, like say you trade me an Xbox One S video game for 3 Big Macs from McDonald's. I'll let you do that. You can do trades with items to get another item. It's either trading from one thing for another, or trading work for cash, and then you use cash to buy a service. That's what we do, by the way, in capitalism. We trade our work services at like a fucking this McDonald's here, or at that gas station over there, or at my former job, Dyson Corrupt Dynamic Components, to get cash. So that you can get your services, like your weed, your liquor, your cheeseburger, your water, your electricity, your Wi-Fi, stuff like that. Alright, anyway, moving on. Human rights. Since an ambulance passed by, I will say a human right is that you should be able to get medical care. Only question is if you can afford it. Now, in my world, I'd probably make it so they try to keep you alive and just put you in debt all day. If we even made you pay. I wouldn't like making people pay for things to get healed, especially if they're at least going to go back to work. If they don't want to go back to work, I might make you pay because I'm bored. But otherwise, if you're going to go back to work, I would take care of my workers in my society and make sure you guys always got healed so you go back to work. Because similar to my favorite argument of when a man dies, the economy suffers because that's one dead worker. One injured worker is bad enough to where they count as dead weight because they can't come to work unless they have at least 2 working arms. If they have a messed up arm and a messed up leg, they are screwed for work. They suck shit for movement and fucking doing their job. Alright, anyway, what else do I got going on? Human rights say we should also have cops around if the cops are real. That should be a human right for you to call the cops and fucking get someone arrested if they try to assault you or rape you or rob you or something. That's illegal. If the cops are real anyway. I hope they are. Hope they aren't fucking fake. Anyway, what else? What other human rights must I clarify? Because society sucked this year. No one's supposed to trespass into your house. No trespassing into someone's household. That's like similar to trying to legally enter someone's butthole. Don't enter someone's house illegally. You have to knock first, like a vampire, to enter the house. Only exception to that is if the police have managed to secure a warrant for your arrest or something, or just to search your house at least. Or unless the court or someone has fucking said they can search your house, they are not allowed to show up to fucking figuratively rape your house. No one is. Alright, what else? Oh yeah, here's another sad one. Humans are allowed to wear makeup. I know, that's really fucking sad for me to clarify for women. That's the best thing for transphobes and men to deal with. Women should at least not have to deal with this complaint. But unfortunately, I don't see enough nail polish around on women to where I think that's fucking true. Literally, it wouldn't surprise me if people get bitched at for wearing makeup even as a woman, which is annoying. When they're supposed to all be able to wear makeup, it's a thing that even Hollywood people are supposed to do to an extent ever since fucking JFK. Because fun fact for the JFK debate, there was a JFK versus Nixon debate that is famous for a reason. Basically, in the radio version of thing where no one saw anyone's face, Nixon rocked Kennedy, right? Nixon was amazing in a debate. But when it comes to everyone's appearance and stuff, Kennedy had put on makeup and stuff so he wouldn't appear as sweaty on stage as Nixon did. Nixon basically looked like a sweaty old man. Kennedy looked like a hot Hollywood actor with some makeup on so he didn't look as sweaty as fuck. And he looked great. He looked so hot, everyone just thought Kennedy won the debate. So with stuff like that in mind, people should be allowed to wear makeup to look good. At least because it fucking wins debates if we're bored. Yeah. And that is because I just like makeup. I don't have nail polish on today, which I will vibe with another sad one, which has happened in this town, and I think with even fucking psychiatrists and shit. I don't remember it too well. It's fucking annoying. They'll probably deny it. Our nails are allowed to be pink. I know, it's really fucking sad. I'm telling you that. Our nails are allowed to be pink like they're supposed to be. No one's supposed to autistically try to change their fingernails to blue. They're supposed to be pink fingernails. Our fingernails are supposed to be pink. We're allowed to have pink fingernails. We're not supposed to be so toxic masculine men we fucking autistically try to fucking change people's fingernail or toenail colors. Our human skin and our human hair and stuff can be as natural as they want. We're allowed to dye our hair and nails or whatever fucking pretty colors if we feel like it. We're allowed to have that. What else? What other human rights must I fucking explain? You're allowed to do aesthetic things with cars, like fucking someone putting custom rims on their car. That one doesn't have it, but you want to put some custom decals or stuff on your car, you're allowed to customize your car. You're allowed to have accessories. You're allowed to accessorize your room with posters and shit. Have fucking music blasting all day. That's a right I actually have to explain, because again, the chemists were so autistic, they're scared of sound this year. So I have to tell you that you have the right to listen to YouTube and music all day, and anything you fucking want. And not worry about something like Sonic for Hire's voice cast being so fucking epically annoying to chemists that fucking everyone wants to kill you and themselves over fucking Sonic's voice in Sonic for Hire. Or Eggman's voice in Sonic for Hire. They're really autistic about this stuff. It's really fucking annoying. That's why I have to explain this to you people. They were really that annoying this year. What else? What else do I have to fucking say? We have the right to not get abused. You have the right to say you don't want to be touched by someone, and you enforce them not to touch you by beating them up if the cops aren't real, and the cops won't fucking stop someone from touching you, so you have to beat them up yourself. You're allowed to do self-defense. That's a human right. Human right. Self-defense is a human right. You're allowed to beat someone up if they're abusing you and the cops didn't get there fast enough to stop them from hurting you. You're allowed to do self-defense, including up to murder if they're trying to rape you. Fucking I allow that, for women at least, the most, because fucking women are weaker than men. Women are so much weaker than men that if they want to stop a rapist for real, they might have to kill that man, because men have 40 pounds of superior strength when they're completely average. It didn't work out at all. It's a 40-pound strength difference according to Google, which if women wanted to avoid getting raped on a consistent basis, they have to vibe with the fact they have to murder the rapist a lot. With a gun ahead of time, probably. Before they even get close enough to put their dick in them. Or slit their throat in the middle of it. I don't know. Just fucking, not gonna lie. With stuff like that, I tell women you have to kill people in order to fucking catch up to men because that's strength difference. It's not a lie. I recommend it. Recommend you accepting you have to kill people sometimes when you do self-defense, especially against a fucking rapist. Especially if you're a woman, because again, there's a 40-pound strength difference between men and women on an average strength basis. If you're not willing to accept that, you might get raped. I don't know what to tell you. Better get strong at least. Start working out so you can beat up your rapist and not murder them. Because it makes you feel better. Strength, especially when you become a bodybuilder level, can help you avoid murder. Because you can restrain someone by just like fucking doing a bear hug around them. Fucking keep their arms tied to their fucking sides. Maybe fucking carry handcuffs like a cop around so you can fucking restrain them with handcuffs too. Fucking a rope. Keep rope in your car. I don't fucking know. Anyway, what else do I have to explain? You're supposed to be able to watch whatever you want as long as it's fucking like regulated. You're not allowed to watch snuff films where people get abused for fucking rape sex, where they cut a titty off during it or some shit. You're supposed to watch things that were made consensually. We're not supposed to watch things or encourage things where people even get figuratively or literally raped into things, like fucking a candid interview at like fucking 3 in the morning on a street when they're just on a night walk and some asshole decides to rape someone into a conversation because they're bored on YouTube. What else? You're allowed to not be forced into conversation. You're allowed to ignore people. You're allowed to fucking say no to people and not have a conversation. You're allowed to fucking not be forced to hang out with anyone, even your own family. You're allowed to sit alone if you want. You're allowed to fucking be a loner. You're allowed to have friends. You're allowed to have a girlfriend or boyfriend. You're allowed to try and make a family. I know it fucking sucks. I'm clarifying these, but handing was that fucking annoying this year. You're allowed to be political. You're allowed to express your political views, especially because if we live in a dystopia where there's only one side winning, which is fucking annoying to everyone. There's no political debates. Politics is pointless if we won so hard that fucking all I do is put rules on the wall and I make you suck my dick because I'm bored. Fucking no, we're allowed to have political debates. We're allowed to debate people on almost anything as long as it's something so fucking annoying I can beat your argument by just forcing you to live through it. Like, let's go with my favorite one, getting raped. If it's something so detrimental, I just rape you, then you fucking think, whoa, rape is bad now. That was mean for you to put your dick in my ass. Maybe we don't debate that. Maybe you just accept rape is bad. Alright. Anyway. And I think that about covers it for at least basic human rights. I feel like I've covered everything for at least a basic area of human rights. We even gone to autistic chemist level a lot, where fucking it will annoy anyone who's had like real freedom. Let's go with a real quick one, because you're allowed to be a slut if you want. Because don't be a slut outside. We don't like public sex. Public sex is annoying. But you're allowed to basically go around and be a slut and date multiple people if you want, you're allowed to have sex with multiple people, even the same day. You're allowed to do polyamory as long as everyone's consensually into it. Basically allowed to have any relationship structure you want as long as that's consensual to everyone. No incest. No fucking your dad. You gotta fucking branch out and go fucking find a real man to marry, not your fucking dad or your brother. What else? I might be taking a break. I'm like, fucking, my throat's beginning to get a bit tired. I said a lot of basic shit. No, you're allowed to go entertain yourself outside of your own hometown. You're allowed to fucking go visit tourist spots and stuff. You're allowed to fucking go try new things. You're allowed to eat weird foods that aren't fucking kosher. It makes the Jews sad because it wasn't part of their kosher fucking diet. You're not forced to be regulated into a diet by anyone. You're allowed to get what you want. If it's edible, you're allowed to eat it, as long as it doesn't fucking turn you into a fucking weird drug addict rapist or something. You're allowed to have weapons in your home to an extent. We're going to vie with the complete American rights on that, even though some of it scares me. You're allowed to have guns in your home. You're allowed to have sticks and swords in your home. As long as you bought them. You didn't fucking steal them. You made them yourself. What else? I would at best regulate on guns that you're not allowed an automatic rifle. I don't like automatic weapons. If it's up to me, everyone would be on semi-automatic weapons only. No automatic weapons and no explosives. Semi-automatic weapons only. I'll at least let you get the ultimate semi-automatic, a shotgun. You can get a semi-automatic shotgun at least, but no automatic rifles or SMGs or anything. Best you get is a semi-automatic shotgun. Just deal with it. You're cocking the gun every time. Here's one I have to deal with because of autistic chemists. You're allowed to clean your house as much as you want with your cleaning products. Some of them get scared because they worry about fucking the classic Peggy Hill joke of, oh no, you cleaned so hard, you made mustard gas. That's not even real. It's at worst just a bit too much chlorine. And we fucking swim in chlorine pools. It doesn't fucking matter. You're allowed to clean your house as much as you want. You can do a full clean once a day for all I fucking care. You're allowed to clean your house. We like that. We like when people's houses are clean. You're also allowed to be a bit dirty to an extent. You're allowed to have autonomy in your room. No one's supposed to regulate you so hard they can show up and beat you up to clean your room and scrub your floors. You're supposed to clean your own house. I'm not supposed to autistically force you to clean your house. You're allowed to use any cleaning products you want. I'm bored. You're allowed to play video games as much as you want. You don't need to regulate on video games or TV time or anything. You're allowed to watch TV and play video games as much as you fucking want. You're allowed to watch YouTube as much as you want. Just get off me. Oh, a bug wants to hang out. I think it's a dragonfly. Don't sting me. You're a stinger. I think you are. This bug's getting a little touchy and annoying, and I'm just like getting annoyed with semantics about this. So I'm hoping we just end here, and I don't need to explain more human rights about stuff like why you shouldn't try to stick your dick in your mom or something when she doesn't want it, or even because incest is illegal or something. Fuck. Yeah, we're just gonna end it here. One basic thing I should say is that a human right is that your workplace is supposed to be safe and you guys actually have a real job and isn't just something like a fucking rape dungeon. You're allowed to have real jobs. Your job has to be real. It has to be at least something like this where you make food all day for people. You're allowed to have smoke breaks and regular breaks. You have to violate your job's rule system on breaks, but still you're allowed to have breaks. If it was up to me, it'd probably be at least every 2 hours. You get at least a 10-minute break. At the 4th hour mark, you get a 30-minute lunch. At your 6-hour mark, you get another 10-minute break, and then at 8-hour mark, you actually don't get a break. You just leave. Because typically at the 8-hour mark, you're supposed to leave unless you're doing a 12-hour shift or 10-hour shift. In which case, if you are staying more than 8 hours, you can get another break. But if you're gonna leave at at your 8-hour mark, you just leave. Don't take an extra break. Just go home. You're not allowed to be forced to stay in your workplace in slavery. You're supposed to get paid for every hour you work. Slavery is not legal. We all know that, or else black people would still be slaves. And that's honestly just what it would be. White people would still have capitalism. Not even a meme. Black people would be the slaves. Whites would be the capitalists if we still did slavery. We all know it if you paid attention to history. Which is why we know slavery isn't real. Because then black people would still be slaves. Slavery's not real. You're all supposed to get paid at work. Always. And that about covers it for now. My throat's beginning to hurt from talking, even. I'm going to head back home now. Hopefully to God, I don't think of anything else I need to explain that's a basic human right to you people. Let's all have a nice day, and remember, we're all allowed to have real lives and not be autistic slaves to chemists and our work lords. Have a nice day, everyone. Peace and love, YouTube, Twitch.